In this wild ride, we're here to say we're living the imperfect
What is freaking
way.
up, you guys? My name is Sarah.
And my name is Eve.
And we are Burned Out Perfectionists. Happy Monday, happy Monday.
It is currently January 27th, but we were recording this a week or two early just because schedules,
Tournaments, all of the things.
they always happen all at once. I feel like anybody who's like, January is just a time to like reset. I'm like, do you not have any obligations?
No, the whole like reset.
I'm gonna do this. It's just gonna be a chill month, and I'm like, I feel like I hit the ground running as soon as it comes.
What is your survive and thrive of the week?
Survive is, I think I got windburn.
Oh, that's the worst.
So I'm getting like a weird allergic reaction. I think I was at work, and I started getting like a weird itch on my forehead, and then it was starting to get bumpy, and I was like, what am I allergic to? What have I touched? And then my cheeks were the same, and I was like, oh no, what am I allergic to? But then I was like, I literally haven't eaten nor done anything outside of my normal routine. So who knows what that is?
Well, the weather did swap from being like +6 to like -15.
I know, but I shouldn't really get an allergic reaction to cold.
That actually is a thing. I am jealous allergic to the cold.
I know, but I don't want to. So it's been annoying. It gets really itchy and it's really hot and painful. My thrive would be, I've been getting a lot of cleaning done, like yesterday and today. So
We're still motivated yesterday.
well, it wasn't. I just wanted to I wanted to change the art. So we got a new printer, if you hadn't heard from a couple weeks ago. And so I bought photo printer paper because I was like, oh, I'm doing this thing for a family member. And I was like, oh, this would be so great. And I was like, you know what? I can print out cute wall art. And so then I did that, and it just refreshed my room and made me feel better.
Nice.
So I'd like Etsy you.
That was my stomach. Yes.
I say that's probably, like, I still have a long ways to go, but I feel like I'm in the good mindset to do it.
Oh, very nice.
What about yourself?
Ironically, my issue was also with skin. But I did spend the weekend or 3 days in a row at the hockey rink, and I have rosacea on my face. So it's really irritated, and I'm like super fucking dehydrated. Like my skin, all I've done is like, I continued to drink like a shit ton of water and stuff like that, but I have the like itchy, burny face, and my hair just felt like so dry. Oh, and it was the worst. It was so staticky because of how dry the air was in there. So that's kind of me right now. Oh, it's just like finding a way to like bring my skin back from the 3 days, which I'm going to be in another rink in a colder area for 3 days again this weekend. So we shall see. And my thrive is I can kind of like see the light at the end of our rotating tunnel of like activities that we have all the time, and how things are like slowly organizing, and I'm like feeling less like, oh my God, I have all these other things to do. And I made muffins last night.
Nice.
So one of my things is that at least once a week I wanted to like bake something for the fun of it, but also like the usefulness of it. So last night I made pumpkin muffins because my kid loves anything with pumpkin in it. So
Pie, except with the crust.
yeah. She's like, the crust just holds the filling, Mom.
You should make her like pumpkin ice cream.
I thought about that because I do have like a Ninja Creamy. I just haven't found like a recipe that sounds like it would work.
Yeah. I find that it's quite, like the Ninja Creamy, you gotta either make like pure ice cream or you gotta like.
There's way too much thinking ahead from here.
I know.
I will state in this episode though, so that way editing Sarah can remember to make a post. Ninja came out with something.
Yes.
And one of the functionalities is it is a bread maker.
We were on the ball.
We will check that off of our pop culture playlist. It is. So this week's episode will be about, obviously, we don't do New Year's resolutions, as we've stated several times in the month of January, but it's like we're not reinventing ourselves, but we're just kind of like checking in with the ideas that we had and kind of reviewing how January went for us as individuals.
I'm very official.
Oh, yeah.
In general,
However, my voice dropped. Probably because I was like screaming, like, yeah, all weekend. Oh, I should have said that the kids on the hockey team won the bronze medal. But it's a really cool rink.
They got third.
They got third. They got bronze. It's the prettiest, like, rose gold. I love it.
So first of all, we'll do a little reflection on how January went. How did your January go?
I felt like I literally hit the ground running as soon as it became January. Like, I feel like there was, like, we had, in our immediate family, we had 2 birthdays. And I feel like they happened 2 days apart versus, like, feeling like they were 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap. Like, I feel like I blinked and that kind of stuff was done. Like, my kid goes back to school at the beginning of, like, January, obviously. Or we're in Canada, so that's kind of, like, the way that we do things when it comes to, like, winter vacation. And I was just like, I feel like I'm doing a little bit at a time, especially when it comes to, like, cleaning or bringing in new things and doing my best to, like, not shit on myself if something doesn't get done or it's not done perfectly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it feels pretty good. It still feels like chaotic as fuck. Like, a lot of people are like, my January is so chill. I did all these other things. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I did so many things in January.
I feel like my January has been the embodiment of a shit show.
Yeah.
Like, I keep on making the running joke. So I saw this TikTok that was basically like, don't have a shower on New Year's Day because the wash is well, your good luck.
Mm-hmm.
And so my mom and I were like, well, I'll write it down and see if anything bad happens. She goes, then I'll just be like, it's because you've showered.
And they also said no cleaning. I said, like, no cleaning, no doing your laundry. I'm like, is this just chicks all wanting to support each other and not doing fucking stuff for the first bit?
It's only for the first day. But then there was also like some cultures were like, no, this is the best day to do it. I was like, well, I had the day off and I didn't have the day before off. So I felt the need to clean.
Yeah.
I showered. It was terrible. And I feel like I just like feel like every time I was like, oh, okay, I'm afloat. The world was like, no,
Yeah.
no, thank you. And I'm like there was just like so much water.
So many water things. If you haven't listened to the previous episodes, Eve had her washing machine break, her hot water tank, and her basement flood. She also had something fall on her head.
The vacuum.
And then I'm missing one thing.
Well, you did text me and say, I think the vacuum's broken.
Oh, yeah.
So technically I had to fix the vacuum.
Yeah.
What else occurred? I feel like I just blanked it out at that point.
Yeah.
And it was just like that was all like within the first week.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm so very done. There was something else that happened.
There was just like so many sets of events all with water. And then
it froze. Then the world froze.
Yeah, and then the world froze. So
yeah, it was just a lot. I feel like now I feel a bit better about the month, like in the past 3 days.
nice.
The rest of the month, rude. I am a January birthday, and I've never been like, I am so done with this year.
I was going to say, if you were to pick 1 or 2 words to describe January, what would it be?
Exhausted.
Yeah.
My sentence would be contemplating life choices.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, like, there's people dying in Africa and stuff like that, but, like,
it was just a lot of inconveniences.
It was just a lot. And on top of working and stuff like that, I was just like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. What would your word be? Or your sentence?
Exhaustingly motivated. Like, there was like only because one day I would be like, I am not doing anything today at all. And then the other day I would be like, dun da da, I'm doing so many things. I will do all this stuff. I will do all these things. And I do a bunch of stuff. And then I would be like, the next day, and done. Like,
yeah, I feel like a lot of, so there's this thing called like Blue Monday, which is, it's like I think it was this past Monday. I think it was the 24th. And it's basically when, like, it's dark and gloomy and people find it, like, you feel the most blue.
Is that the mental health day with Belle?
It might be Blue Monday, but that's Mental Health Day. I can't remember if it is or not, but it's, like, labeled as Blue Monday.
Okay.
And I have never paid attention to it, but this year I was like, I felt better on Blue Monday than the rest of the year. We're still beginning.
I was like, yesterday I was just tired and my body hurt.
I feel like I've definitely, like, a majority of my aspirational board or visional board was, like, doing things not on my phone. I will 100% state that the first 2.5 weeks of this year, doom scrolling was my best friend.
I feel like I've cut back on my doom scrolling.
I will say, I feel like us collectively,
Mm-hmm.
I got we have the, like, streak on TikTok that it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how many days? I think we're at, like, 260. I got a notification that was like, you need to send a TikTok video. And I was like, oh, darn, let me go find one. But
I always laugh. I never actually pay attention or give a fuck about those, just to let you know. Because they started doing stuff like that on Snapchat, I remember, where there was like the snap streak and all the other things. And I was just like, never, stuff like that is never like something that I strive to have.
well, it was different. It was just like, it would message me if I was like scrolling or something and be like, your streak is going to end. And I was like, oh. But like normal, regular, like last year, it was just like 80.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I need to answer. But I find that, like, this is the month where we've talked about it before. So many content creators don't make any, like, long form videos.
Yeah, long form videos back off like so hard.
And with some of the things going on, like, all of my American content's glitchy.
I didn't know that that was a thing until Eve messaged me. And then it's obviously like there's a lot of things that they're talking about in the States. And there's a lot of like heavy subjects, obviously. Then also, my main thing is every second video is everyone talking about that giant freeze that's going through Eastern Canada and the Eastern United States.
It was most of the United States. I was quite baffled because I have never been so confused on, we're preparing for a freeze. And I was like, sitting in my house, it was -10 Celsius, which is like times 2 negative would be like 48.
Oh, I don't do the math.
I think it's times 2 plus 28.
For Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
What you're thinking? Oh.
10, 20, 40, 48, 45. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying. I could easily just look it up, but I'm not going to. And it was like catch your breath, and I'm like walking out in like a hoodie and like sweatpants with the dog, and like I open my TikTok and it's people that are like, did you know that if you layer these 15 items together, then you don't have to turn on the heat in your house? And I was like,
Why aren't we turning on?
what is going on?
People, remember, you need to have some heat on in your house because your pipes will freeze.
And then all these people are like, what the freeze going on? I'm going to completely declutter my house. And I'm like, content.
I love to watch people like declutter things. It could be like the most boring decluttering video ever, and I'll still watch it.
How is your energy levels?
Yeah, I was like, it was very like back and forth. Like there were some times where I was just so up, and sometimes where I was just literally so like like moderate.
Yeah. I feel like I've been more like down. Well, I don't really get excited about a lot of things, but like I've just been very like, I think I don't want to.
Very like middle ground.
Yeah.
I have been like actively saying out loud, if someone asks me about something, I'll be like, that's not my job. Just so I don't immediately try to like fix something.
Yeah.
And I could actually give myself a rest. I'll be like, that's really great, but that's not my job. That wasn't part of something that I was like doing, whether it was to do with like a committee thing that I was on or whatever. I'd be like, I would have done this, but again, that's not my job.
I know. I feel like a majority of January people are like, oh, we'll kickstart and start to do stuff. And you're like, I don't know. It just feels like any time I was trying to take a step forward, I was like getting knocked 3 steps back. And I was like, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel better now. I'm not Shumer Chanel or anything.
Oh, no.
And I was like,
There's no, like, major concerns. It's just kind of like, I don't know. What would you call it? Just, like, middle of the road.
it's just like, you just kind of
There's a
feel
word,
like,
and I can't think of it right now.
oh my
Complacent?
God, what is that? The one in Inside Out.
Oh,
Ennui.
ennui. It means the boredom.
I just felt very ennui.
Yeah.
I've never been able to use that word in a sentence till right now.
Oh, that's like Herkle-Durkle.
Oh,
I
well,
love
like,
the Herkle-Durkle. That was Eve yesterday. She Herkle-Durkled all the way to almost noon.
I was done. I looked at Sarah and I said, I'm going. I think I texted you because it's today Wednesday.
Today is Tuesday. Hockey practice day. That's the only reason why I know.
It's Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday.
I thought it was Wednesday.
I know you were like, I gotta go to work. You said something like, I gotta go to work tomorrow. And I was like, no, she doesn't. She'll figure it out, though. It's fine.
Oh, I'll be there. So. But you get into those like mindsets and it's like hard to get out because it's like, oh, well, I'm going to like crochet a bit. And then you finish your granny square and you're like, I could just lay over. And also, everybody I know is like wickedly sick right now.
Oh my God. At that tournament this weekend, there was one team that was missing 5 kids at one point because of how sick all the kids were.
Oh.
I had a couple of kids that were on our team that were like just getting over stuff. And it was so funny because we were trying to like plan things like in between, even though it was like a local tournament. And freaking, we were like, oh, we'll play outside at this like outdoor rink thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the temperature dropped. It was way colder than what it was like the day even prior.
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh, yeah, we're making our kid have a nap. Because we had a game. The kids had a game and they played it at like 8 something in the morning, which means you usually have to be there an hour ahead of time. And then the next time we played was like 7:30 at night.
Oh.
So it was just like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So I legitimately just had like a fat fucking nap and went to sleep. I slept for probably like an hour and a half. And I think my kid did too, or she was just like very zoned out on the couch.
It's honestly, I think it was Monday, I just stared at the wall. Do you remember I just sat
You were
there?
just so quiet and kind of like going about doing your own thing. And I was like, thank God, because like my uterus is doing all of the things because it is Aunt Flo's time. And I was just like, thank God. And I was just so like, not even like physically, but just like mentally exhausted from like running back and forth and all the events that happened and stuff like that. So I was just like, I just need a day to just like not do much. I was like, fuck, I hope when I come in, Eve's not like just like so gung-ho to do something because I am not motivated right now.
I feel like I've been motivated to do like businessy stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'll send stuff to you and be like, we should do this as a TikTok or we should do this. And like I can do that.
Yeah.
But like braiding my hair, nope.
Doing my hair in general, I was even like, this is the first time I've blow dried my hair. I think in January. Because I was just like, fuck it. I'd just be walking around my house, like, just let dry.
I've been better at keeping up at laundry, but it's just like, I'm fine with doing those types of things, but it was just anything else just seemed like yanking teeth.
I know, I was like, even if I can just do one load of laundry and get it from the washer to the dryer within 24 to 48 hours, I'm winning.
Gotta do that. Yeah, like, but I feel like that's like, we're starting to feel better, but that's kind of like us now and like us before.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like
Fucking December, like, broke my brain. I was so exhausted.
I don't really remember December, if I'm honest.
No, I feel like I blinked and it was done. And it was just like a lot. And I feel like even like leading up to that from like November, like I feel like soon as November started to like even like partway through fucking January, it was just like all 1 month in my brain. And I'm like, holy fuck, where are we right now?
Yeah, like I feel like I said it to Mom. I was like, I didn't even feel like I really had a Christmas. Like I know we like went and had like the separate one because I was working.
Yeah.
But I just, all of us that worked, we were just like, it was like, it took like 3 to 4 days. Like it was like the 30th of December. And we were like, guys, I really feel like I'm into the holidays now.
Yeah, I feel like there was so much prep and like so much like excitement for the holidays. And then somewhere there was like a lull and it was
Yeah.
kind of like done. And I was like, oh.
even like New Year's, I literally didn't even pay attention to New Year's, like the New Year's Eve rockin' thing. I don't even watch it.
We did we put it on or something?
Or did we watch? I watched the country one for like a little bit, but the whole thing I was just like, got really irritated by humans.
I seriously think I went to bed at 9 o'clock and then I woke up at like 11:50 unintentionally. And then I was like waiting, and I think we all texted each other within like 5 minutes, even before midnight, like, fuck this, I'm going to bed. Like, I know there's the send later function, but like I woke up, I had to pee, I like went and checked on my kid, and I was just like, okay, I love you guys. Happy fucking New Year. Like, in chat, peace out.
Which I feel like is fine. Like, honestly, it's like one day to another. Like, it's not that like massive deal. It's like, oh, now I'm gonna accidentally scratch out 2025 for the next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I was just like, no, I'm solid. I'm solid.
I'm going to bed. I feel like sleep has definitely been better. Like, I know a lot of people are playing with routines of like, my page is broke. A lot of people are like playing with routines of like different sleep schedules and like different. I watched this one girl. I know this episode might be a little bit more negative, but like whatever. I watched this one girl and it was like 40 hobbies to watch, and I was like, oh, okay, great. And then she went on a 30-minute tangent about like learning hobbies to know the value of an item. I'm like, no, ma'am. I do a hobby for fun.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
And like a lot of people are like, oh, it was the same 3 hobbies for all of the like, I want to have an analog routine bag. And I was like, well, you could do other stuff.
I know, I'm always looking for like the next fun little thing. Like when I randomly was given in my algorithm the polymer clay stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what a cute, like, it's just like a little thing that you can do. Like, it's not like I shall clear this whole space. I shall purchase 1,000,000 pounds of everything and have to do 25. Eve's space right now was like, excuse me, I did that. But I mean, like, you can just literally get one of those kits from Amazon if you want to, and just sit down and be like, I'm going to make some little breakfast items or something. And then you're done.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like there's this full extensive process. Like, when I was watching people do resin, I was like, hot fucking damn, that is a long goddamn process.
Oh my
Like,
God.
there's so many steps. And yeah, they made like some super cool looking things. But I was just like, there's so many steps, so many processes that you have to do, so many like safety concerns versus like something like, I was like, I never thought I could make like little magnets or like little things. Like, yeah, like I was like, this is fucking cute. And then I did it one time and I just bought like the cheap Crayola air dry clay because my kid wanted to do some. She's been previously asking, and I was like, oh, we'll just get this like $8 tub. And I did it, which was great. Found out I was like super good at it, but I did it with everything white, allowed it all to dry, and then I asked for these like acrylic paint markers, and I picked these ones that I did not know had these plastic tips for it to come out. So it was almost like etching away. I made all these cute things, and then I made like for example, I was like, oh, I saw people making cosmic brownies. Never eaten one in my life, but they looked adorable.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then as I'm like paint markering them, I didn't know that you had to like score the thing, and it's like the little things are like popping out as I go all over. I'm like, fuck. And then I didn't have like colors that I really wanted. And then I was like, oh, I'll buy all these acrylic like bottled paints. And then I was just like, fuck. Like, I wish I just bought the colored stuff and did this. Like, oh, and the other thing was that some of them fell down and they like fucking exploded into dust. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, well, crap. So, like, stuff like that, I was like waiting for something random like that to come up again.
Yeah.
Like little things. Like, I know there's like very standard things that you can do, standard hobbies that a lot of people have been doing for years, but I was waiting for that or people just like to stop bitching. For a while there, I wasn't even like looking at my TikTok because every time I turned it on, people were just complaining about everything.
And like I understand that people are like, oh, there's this little thing. Like there'll be a girl that's like, I'm gonna make a traveler's journal. Or I'm gonna make my own version of Elise Carmen. And you read the comments and it is like this woman is showing you how she slaughtered, like, the animal and was making leather. And that it was, like, all this gruesome. And you're like, how dare you? I'm like, excuse me, it's not complicated.
Oh yeah, and then there was like great controversy. There was this one girl who like went to the Dollarama,
Mm-hmm.
and then she got all the stuff to make it, and she was like showing how to do all this stuff, and people are like, people know if it's fake. I'm like, nobody cares. It's a fucking notebook. Who cares?
Also, no one's gonna pull it out and be like, that's not a real Louis.
I'm like, ew, are we still doing this? Like, that is ridiculous. Like, people should do what they want to fucking do and have things the way that they want to. Like, if you're going to sit and have the initiative to do it, then some people are like, I would rather just pay the $250. I'm like, well, she just showed you how to make one for like 10, 15 bucks. Like, calm down. So like, you were talking about like how a lot of people are adjusting their sleep schedules and everything.
Yeah, some people are like doing like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed at 6 p.m. This is what I giggle at. I have always gone to bed at like 10, and then I don't like try to go to sleep till 11:30. And I'll like either read or I'll do other stuff. But all these people are like, oh, nothing's better than when you get to bed at 6 p.m. I'm like, you got off of work at 4.
Yeah, that's like, that is quite the adjustment. That's like going back to elementary school. I this is going to sound hilarious because it's totally like off, but like I subconsciously and consciously have been going to bed earlier most days, and then ensuring that I'm like keeping my alarm to go off at like 5:30.
Yeah.
And then I'm still like, I might take longer to get out of bed on like the weekends and everything, but just trying to like keep that same mentality. And a big thing for me is doing that. I was doing it before, and then I heard Mel Robbins say it, and I laughed so hard. I'll be sitting there and be like, I don't want to go to bed. I'm so cozy. And I'm like, ready? 5, 4. I don't say it out loud. Actually, I did the other day, and my husband laughed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bam! I get up because as soon as my feet hit the ground, I am nonstop until I get to your house. Even when I get into your house, I immediately take the dog outside, play with the dog, get her food, make sure her water's good to go, and then I sit down.
I find like I don't mind the good old like lounge around.
Yeah.
I find that I usually have to, oh, you know what's the worst is when you like are all cozy and you're that like in between of being conscious and not conscious, and you're having a really good dream but you're aware of the dream.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this is so great, I don't want it to end. And then you like open your eyes and you're like, I guess I gotta be reality now.
I know.
I need a sweater that says like ring ring, it's reality call. When you come back down. Because like every time I'm like, but like those, also see these people that are like, oh, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. Or like one girl was like, I'll wake up at 4:30 or 3:30. I'll only have 4 hours before work.
You sent me that, and I was like, I would be so beat by the end of the day. Because like my drop off point is usually 2:30 to 3 o'clock.
I'd say mine's probably around like 4:30.
I think it depends on how much I've like actually done throughout the day. I feel like the average is like, Mom used to always make the joke that it was like after school time.
Yeah.
Because I would like need a snack, and then I would either eat a snack and then go lay in my room after school when I was a kid, or vice versa. And she goes, you always need like 30 to 45 minutes as like a pick me up. And then you would be like determining what your energy level was and if you were going to go outside and run around like a maniac, or if you were just going to go downstairs or do homework or whatever. So it's like, that's like
I find like the routine we usually stick to, like, because we carpool. I carpool with my mom.
Yeah.
Is anything like on the way home is okay, but as soon as we enter the house, not going back out.
That's like me. If we need to do something before we go home, or if we're going to the store or whatever, I need to either hit the ground running as soon as I get in my house, or if we're going to go to the grocery store and we're planning on doing it like earlier in the evening, even if I don't have reusable bags, I'll just pile everything like aimlessly in the truck, because if I go home to get those bags, I'm not leaving my house. I don't want
Like, I'm so comfy. I also found that like some parts of January, I found it really hard to like think of what I wanted for dinner. Oh,
My
food.
God, I feel like I've just been making the same shit over and over again. And like either making the same stuff or like over complicating what I think needs to be made to the point where then I just make the same fucking thing.
Which like is fine. I'd say our mom's doing a lot better coming up with things. I'm like, do you want pork chops, mushroom soup, and rice and corn? And she's like, honey, we had that 2 days ago. I'm like, yeah,
I know.
had it again.
I sent you that TikTok with the ladies. Like, I do not know why in North America we feel that we need to go on a cultural cruise throughout the entire week and touch all these bases and like do all these things when you literally just need to make like make a protein, have like a fruit, and just make it easy. Just pick one of each thing and go from there.
Well, for instance, last night I was like, oh, okay, like, what's a fruit I'll get? And our mom was like, I want navel oranges. So I go on. Every single form of navel orange was out of stock.
Oh, it's like everyone's
I
afraid of
was
getting
like,
scurvy or something.
I'm like, why is every okay? Well, looking for this next one. I feel like that's what sometimes shuts me down. Is like, if I'm like, oh, I'll do this. This will be like the fruit.
Yeah.
And then you go to the grocery store and you're like, oh, those strawberries just like nasty.
Oh, that happens to me all the freaking time. Or when something's on sale and you're so excited because it's something like, I don't know, I'm going to go with grapes.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that these are the ones that I like. I'm so excited. And you get there and it's like, there's nothing. Or it looks like they are about to turn into raisins. Or
Yeah.
like someone just like shit kicked the box before they put them on the shelves.
I feel like those are the like when I thought of 2026, I was like, oh, I want to do like more hobbies and stuff like that. I'm a very hobby enthused person.
In general.
So to state that I want to be more hobbyist doesn't make sense because I am already a hobbyist.
Yeah. You're always like picking up new things or restarting something or.
Or like, oh, well, I remembered I made that crochet square this month ago. I'm going to make them again. That way I can make a book sleeve. But it's more, I think for me, it's more like preparing my space to have more hobbies.
Okay.
Like, I'd be like, oh, I want to do this. And I'm like, oh my God, everything's stacked on top of each other. Nothing has a place. Everything's a mess. I'm working on this hobby. And then I look up and I'm like, I really should, like, for heaven's sake, that pen thing has been on the wall forever. I can't even reach it.
I know you can't even reach it. I remember when we moved the table, like it's actually a pool table. We moved it in front of it and have like the flat top stuff on it. I was just like, when are you going to get it? You're like, I don't know. I'll just curl across and grab them. And I was like, that's ambitious, but okay.
I'll deal with it later because, like, I'd say 2 out of 4 of these walls are like concrete.
Yeah, just concrete with no drywall on them.
I really should just move that over there.
Yeah, you could.
I need to do that. Again, that's something on my list that I just haven't done. But, like, I'd love to use the markers that I have.
Yeah.
The amount of effort I've put into getting them over there.
Now, it's either here's the list of things or like, oh, I just haven't gotten to that yet. Or you get to it, you do it, and then 5 seconds later, it's fucked up and dirty again. And you're like, what the hell?
Well, and I saw this girl that was like making the space. It's like you said before. Oh, putting something in a spot and like my family keeps on putting it in the same spot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. But sometimes like it was like something about like a cricket versus a ladybug. It was like a bug theory.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like crickets like sub categorize everything. And I was like, yeah, it's me. But like to state to me that you just put all of your paint in the same bucket. Like I'm talking acrylic, oil, and watercolor.
Yeah.
Those are not, they have different temperatures they have to be regulated at. And they use different, like, I understand having like a cabinet for it or a couple of boxes, but I do not mix my oil paints and my acrylic paints because I don't want to be doing something and be like, oh, I'll just grab this acrylic and then it's oil. And then, yes, I should read it, but.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I've been constantly just trying to go with the idea of it doesn't need to be absolutely perfect when you go to do it. So instead of folding the laundry, like I wear fucking t-shirts and leggings. Like, do they need to be precisely folded? So if I have the energy to just shove them in my drawers, just shove the shit in your drawers and then move on from there. Like when I have that moment or when the floor is clear or whatever, then I can be like sitting there watching a video or whatever and then be like, oh, it's really bugging me. So I'll fold this stuff now versus it just like going on the bed and then being like pushed on the ground or put in a basket on the ground. And then it's like, I have no place to walk. And then it just becomes like this whole like clusterfuck of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it becomes an utter annoyance. And then I'm just like, I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to.
I find too that like yesterday I was good about getting to the mindset of like, if I want to start something, I want to make sure that I've tracked every like crevice to see if I have anything like it first.
Yes.
And then doing it, because I was like, oh, well, I really need to like figure out what's in my room. And I'm like, oh, I literally was about to buy more fine liner black pens because all of mine have dried out. And I'm like, oh, definitely had some in there. Or like I'm cleaning off like my nightstand and I'm like, why do this is where all my bookmarks went.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I am the person who like picks out a book, then I pick out like a bookmark that like goes with the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, that's where all the bookmarks.
I know I had the same, I have like the same mentality too. Like when I go to do something, I'm like, wait, do I have something that could do this? Or if I took 5 to 10 minutes, I could just fucking do it myself.
Also, we got new phones in December.
Yeah.
I just now went through all of my phone cases and was like,
I might have one upstairs in the desk, but I kept mine super minimal, especially within the last year, because I knew that the contract was coming up and I would only like trade off certain things for like the new phone. And then I was just like waiting because my husband's work phone expires the year, like only a couple months. Like he gets to pick his new phone in the next like month or two for work.
oh,
So I was like, do you know what your options are yet? Because he always gets an OtterBox, like a really, like the like tough, because he goes to construction sites and stuff too. So like,
he drops his phone often.
yeah, so I think it's like the Defender one or whatever. And he always gets some form of that case, whether it's a different color or whatever. And I was like, okay, so like, what are your options? And he told me, and I was like, well, none of them will work with this phone case. So I went to like, I was like putting in the recycling and he goes, well, like, we could sell that. I'm like, ew, you've used this phone for 2 years. Like, it doesn't matter how much you clean it. It's one of the ones that has the magnetic charger thing on the back, like the MagSafe charger.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's like, you can see scratches, you can see whatever. I'm like, there's no point. And these are 100% recyclable. Like,
I kept the ones that I got for like the business.
okay.
So I had those because I thought like it'd be cute, like once we like get everything sorted for the rebrand, to be like, this is our old stuff,
Yeah.
this is our new stuff. But majority of them I was like, no, I don't really like them. And I like was cleaning them all up and I was like, I feel fantastic.
I know, just getting rid of those little things that you're not really using, or like, I know this is like such a like random thing to change out, but I used to use my AirPods like all the time.
Mhm.
And I have Beats headphones. I have like the Beats 3.0s or whatever. I've had them for years. I got them on sale like when they used to be stupid expensive. I got them on sale for like $100.
Yeah.
And I was using them and the thing started to peel and I couldn't find the charger, and it was just like constantly I felt like I didn't have enough of the things in order to use them. Well, lo and behold, you can actually get the earmuff like replacements on Temu, which, yeah, I know it's not the same quality, but I'm going to be totally honest, they're way fucking nicer than the ones that came on the headphones in the first place.
And like finding those certain things, like that should be habits that people want to try.
Yeah.
And like hobbies of like, oh, this broke, I want to learn how to fix it. Or I don't need 14 pairs of headphones
Yeah.
or different things. Like I have obviously the ones for the podcast because for some reason they're the only ones that accurately attach to this, but they're really not the best headphones.
Oh, whatever.
But they don't
It's good.
They don't do anything to like affect the sound. But they're the only ones that connect. And I have the Sony's ones, which I got because I was like, oh, like these ones are terrible. I'd like to actually hear the podcast. And I got those ones and I was like, oh, well, I guess those are my personal ones now.
Well, and I was just like, I don't know. I felt like it's almost like a sign. I saw this girl with a clip that has a very similar vibe too. It's like I'm doing something, I have headphones on, versus like when you have AirPods in, I feel like they hide behind your hair, but also like it's different. I just needed
Yeah.
to feel like a shift in what I was doing, and it almost puts me into like a mode. I saw this girl with this clip that looks like one of those like wet floor signs. It says, "Do not disturb, I'm overstimulated." I was like, I want to buy Eve this clip so bad. She was a healthcare worker too. So it's really funny she had it in her hair.
I'm tall like I get it. I'm like, yeah, that is true. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll just get up and leave. But like certain things. So I said that I wanted to like get more into sewing. So we have these like big pillowcases because our couch is not the highest of qualities.
It's okay. Can you sit on it?
Yeah. But I was like, it's ready to bend, and I was like, I need a pillow behind my back.
Oh, yeah.
So
We need another bracket there is what you need.
I can pop the bracket off. I just have to like probably bend it back.
Yeah.
It's just from, someone rocking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna make a pillow. I made a pillow. The dog claimed it, but I made a pillow. Immediately, I put it on the couch, and she's like, on it, looking at me like, oh, thank you for my new
met a
pillow.
dog who loves pillows as much as her.
She hated it as a puppy. She hated blankets. She hated pillows. And it was so funny because I always wanted to like cuddle with her. And she would like get up over and lay on the blanket like in between my legs. And now she's like, excuse me, it's chilly.
I would like to cuddle.
Or she'll like throw it on the ground and lay on it. I'm like, that was my blanket. Excuse me, ma'am.
I think another thing is like learning something new, but like without, it's not like I'm going to learn a new language. I'm not like at that level. There is the Apple Creator Studio comes out tomorrow. I've literally been counting down the days. It's the same time that School Spirits comes out. And
I was a little distracted by School Spirits, not gonna lie.
But I'm excited because it has different software in there that's kind of like an upgrade from iMovie, but the user, oh God, I was going to say the usability. That's not a thing. What word am I trying to say? The like user friendly. It's user friendly. I'll just say user friendly.
I was like,
Way better.
usability.
I know. I was like, that's not a word. It could be in a couple of years, like physicality. I'm excited to see the extra features and all the other stuff that it has, and the other features that are included in it, just to see if there's something that could even save me a little bit more time. I don't know what the fuck has been happening, but since January, it has only taken me maybe 45 minutes to an hour to edit our podcast and to obviously like processing the video from iMovie to the computer. That'll take like anywhere, like it kind of depends. Sometimes it'll be 15 minutes depending on the length of it, and sometimes it'll be 30 to 45 minutes and you're kind of just like waiting. But I'll do all the other stuff in between, and I've like taken a lot of pressure and a lot of like, I feel like clutter off our thumbnails, if you've been noticing on YouTube, and just kind of stuff with something that's more like, I don't know, I was trying to go with like faded lava lamp look is the best way I could like think of it. And I just wanted to stick very like recognizable kind of reusing the pictures that we have, which we're just going to do like a bunch more and everything too soon. And just really simplifying it instead of like, I would sit and just like fuck around with it sometimes and take forever and just overanalyze what I was doing. And I'm like, you know what? It's good. Just put it out there. It's fine. It's like not like, oh, it's good enough type of thing. Like, it's good. Stop judging yourself. Put it out. Everyone is constantly learning, and you can learn without shitting on yourself. You can have like, I'll always have a chuckle if I look at something and I'm like, fuck, that's what I did the first time. Like,
well, it's because at the beginning you don't like see you're not like, oh, okay, like this is what I like versus this is what I don't like.
man,
It's always like, well, just like, I like this now because everything's cohesive, and then it's like, oh, nothing is dynamic. Everything is just like paste.
I saw someone it's like, it sounds cheesy, okay? I'm just warning you, like very woo-woo, like I'm giving myself peace. Like I'm sitting on the couch last night and I was like, oh my God, I really need to get up and swap the laundry because I want to make sure that it at least goes in the dryer and the stuff that needs to be hung gets hung. I'm just sitting there and I'm just like so comfy. And then I'm not even kidding you, as the point where you're kind of like lull, where you feel like you're going to fall asleep. The fucking furnace kicks on, and the furnace is like right behind the couch that I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's so nice and warm. I'm just so comfortable. And then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
Like before I would be like, trying to like force myself awake, or I would just like running around to the point where I'd gain so much energy, like inertia, where I'd be up to like 1 a.m. doing something. And yeah, I ended up sleeping on the couch last night. My husband's like, I tried to wake you up and you were just like, no, I'm fine.
I'm good. Just leave me.
I'm good. I'm like, I threw a blanket on. I woke up in the morning and I wasn't like, look what you did. You forgot to do this. Like, I still got up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like continuing to either like even like break that REM sleep for me at the same time, even if I end up falling asleep again for like an hour or whatever, it's still starting that.
Yeah.
I mean, it might completely change when it gets sunnier and sunnier outside. I'm like, look at all the time I think I magically have.
That's the other thing is like there's still 24 hours in a day if it's winter or if it's summer. I don't know why people think that like, oh, it got dark, now my whole day is gone. I hate to break it to you. There's 24 hours either way.
I know, like everything still works out the same. In the summer, basically every day of the year, I have an alarm that goes off on my phone at 8 p.m.
Mhm.
because I will get distracted and forget whether it's light or dark outside that it's 8 p.m. And, maybe I should be like, get my kid being like, okay, it's time to go downstairs and get ready for bed for her. And that's like my like stopping point of like, okay, like whatever you're doing, like give it up. The shit still needs to get done. And I look at that every single time and I'm not like, oh, it's 8 p.m. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm like, oh, it's 8 p.m. I still have like 2 hours unless I like can't sleep. But
Yeah.
it's like slowly working it in without like being annoying about it or like feeling like I failed and being like, it's okay. I didn't do it this time, but I'll do it tomorrow. That's okay. Like, and knowing that that's fine. Like, you don't need to be like, I'm going to do this every single day. And if I do it every single day, then I fail.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, always stay warped and twisted as ever. Peace.
Perfectionist, it's time to play. Let's embrace the chaos. Come what may. Yeah, we got